Hey, what up squad, it's your boy K-Flow, and this video is an update on the RP342. Now let's get this thing started. So for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is K-Flow, and this channel makes the most in-depth Toyota Tacoma DIY projects and tutorial. So make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and hit that bell too, guys. Do it now! The links for the products that I use in this video and all my other videos is on my Amazon page, so make sure you check that out at amazon.kflow-scrib.com. And these are affiliate links, guys, so if you order from that, that really helps fund the content creation of this channel. Now, if you have not watched my fluid film video yet, guys, I highly suggest that you watch that first. In that video, I go over as to why I picked RP342 versus fluid film. And I'm not shitting on fluid film, guys. I've used that before and it works great. And if you want to watch that video, it will be linked in the description below. The main purpose of this video is really to show you how well this RP342 holds up throughout the year. So I will be also giving a 9-month and 12-month update. This video is a 3-month and 6-month update as to how this RP342 is holding up. Now, I'm only power washing the frame, guys. I don't want to use any brushes to remove any of the dirt because that will also remove the RP342 itself. So for the 3-month update, guys, the truck was exposed to road salts and snow. And that was about the time when I also did the overlanding in the snow in Pennsylvania, where I did end up driving through 2 feet of snow. Now let's get to the truck so that you guys can see how it held up after 3 months.
This is what it looks like at that front wheel well, right in front of the wheel. It's still a little bit dirty even though I pressure washed it. That's just the water stains, a little bit of dirt stains. Here's a little bit of a closer look. And here's what it looks like overall. Here's what it looks like under the frame.
And here's what the rear wheel well looks like, guys.
And here it is from another angle. And I'll throw some water on here, guys, so you see how well this thing beads off water. And as you can see, that definitely beads water pretty well.
So for the 6-month update, guys, the truck was exposed to heat and humidity. This was the time when I took my truck over to Florida and did a lot of off-roading and a lot of mudding. So you'll see that there's so much dirt and debris that's caked on the truck, which made it really tough to even power wash that. So there will be some remnants of that. Now let's get to the truck so you guys can see how it looks after 6 months.
So here's the front wheel well, guys. It's pretty much dried out. I let it dry overnight. So here's what it looks like. Just straight up power washing the thing. I didn't do any type of brushing to aggravate the surface physically, so I wanted to do this test with just straight up power washing. As you can see, sections of the frame did lose that coating. Here's the area at the front. And if we rub the finger against the surface, there's still a little bit of coating left on this area where it's a little bit more matted, but as you can see where it's shiny right there, that's where the coating came off. And I think that's because before I applied this RP342, I have also applied several years ago. When I first got the truck, I applied POR15 in certain parts of the frame that I could access. Here's the section of the bumper, the ARB bumper, which was pretty much clean metal when I applied it. This section, you can see that the coating is still there too. And here's switching to a macro lens, guys. You can see where the POR15 underneath started peeling. This one's a front lit lens, so you have better details of how that surface ended up. So it's not as resistant as I hoped it would have been. And here's the section more towards the front, the wheel well. And this is the ARB bracket. And here's what it looks like at the back wheel well. This one's in a little bit better shape. I didn't go as aggressive on the power washer here. And also probably because the surface is flatter and has less complexity in the geometry, that the mud didn't cake into corners like how it did towards the front. So now let's switch lenses again so you guys can get a closer look. So for this one, it looks like the coating did stick on much better. Clean thumb, and that you can see, let's see if you can focus, you can see that the 342 is still on there pretty thick. So as far as this area goes, it looks like it's at least protected the metal and coated the metal much better. And here's the middle section of the frame, guys. As you can see, the coating here did stay on a little bit better too, since the geometry is flat. Again, clean finger here. Yep, coating still on there. So that's it, guys. That wax is pretty tough. Yeah, just a quick note that Florida mud is pretty caked on the truck. This is the exhaust. And here's the sections on the inside C-channel of the middle of the frame there. You can see this one's the closed end more towards the front. The coating is still definitely on there too. And here's the skid plate, guys. Let's take a closer look. And just like sections of the frame, the coating is still on there pretty good. Here's the outside. Take a quick rub test on this. Yep, coating is still on there. So there was no rust that bled through, meaning it did encapsulate whatever existing rust there was. So that's good. But obviously it's not as dirt and mud resistant as I hoped it was. Alright, so guys, I'm going to spray it down real quick with some water to see if it still beads water off of the surface. And it does. Sections of it is still like hydrophobic, which is pretty nice. You can see the nice beads of water right there. And here's the area more towards the front, and it's still beading water. It's not bad. Now let's go to the rear. Same results here, guys. It's definitely still beading water pretty nicely. And here's a quick difference, guys. So you can see this brake drum is not coated and the water is just sheeting instead. And here's how it is for the front skid plate. Again, it's still beading the water.
So here are some additional thoughts, guys. So I do live in New Jersey, which is part of the Rust Belt in the Northeast. And here, the road salts are harsh. They put so much on the ground and a lot of it ends up on the frame. And if you don't regularly spray down the frame and spray off the road salts, you will have a rust bucket on your hands. Now I do treat my frame right before the winter just so that it keeps it pretty much healthy throughout the rest of the year. Now if you wanted to learn more about corrosion and as to why it happens and how you can prevent it, make sure you watch my corrosion video, which will be linked in the description below. So for my truck, I did use about 5 cans of RP342 to coat the entire frame with a pretty thick coat. So if you have a long bed, you can probably get away with using 6 cans to coat the whole thing. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, the frame was treated with POR 15 before. I've used that many years ago and it worked for probably about 3 years and then it just started peeling off. It worked good and it looked good after it was applied, but longevity wise, after 4 years, after 5 years, you will witness some peeling and I really don't like that at all. So here are my final thoughts on this product, guys. It does have a lot of positives. Number one, it's holding up pretty well onto the frame even after power washing it. Number two, it is protecting the frame because as you can see there's no surface corrosions forming on the surface of the frame. And number three, I do like the fact that it is repelling water. You can see that the water beads pretty nicely, which further protects it from moisture. Now there are a few setbacks here. The thing that you can probably notice is that it's not as repellent to dirt and debris as I hoped it would be. But overall, I mean, at the same cost of fluid film, this is a pretty good comparison for the product. I've used both, I've used multiple other products as well, and this one I do like the most so far. So I'll keep you guys posted with how this product progresses throughout the rest of the year. So I hope this helped you with your decision making, guys, for picking whatever product there are available out there for corrosion protection. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you haven't yet, make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and hit that bell too while you're at it. And until next time, peace.